Hey everybody. Hello everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in once again to the Apostate 8 channel, where you can watch a undereducated hick perform an intellectual takedown of the Christian faith and doctrine and logic for your entertainment. Welcome through. Welcome through. Just fired up the old live here. If you're into debates, hang around. We always got some good ones. This is my 41st day of doing this. Doing this now. No thanks, bud. You kind of make my point for me when you say God is a evil bastard like that, because that's the point I try to make. I appreciate it though. Welcome in everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Been on barely 30 seconds now, so pile on in, and the debates will undoubtedly pile in as well. They always do, don't they? I almost wish there was a day they'd leave me alone for a day, but then again, I'm here. Oh, good morning. Christmas is upon us. It's almost Christmas time. Good morning, Rick. What's up? What's up? Dominant destroyer. Very loving God, yes, indeed. Very, very loving indeed, yes. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning. Day number 41 in a row. I'm kind of tired. Oh, I'm sure he does. Loves you so much that he unalives everybody you don't like. That's love right there. Can't deny it. Can't deny it, can you? What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome through, welcome through. Shit, you're lucky, Ghost. It was barely 12 degrees this morning here. We're right next door. Ooh, 25 is cold as shit. It's colder than that here right now. I see my koi fish in my pond out there just swimming around under the... They iced over right now, just swimming around under there. Like they're in an ice prison. They seem cool though. Mr. Live, if you requested up on purpose to debate, hang out for just a minute. Good morning, Ember. If you requested up on purpose, hang out for just a minute, buddy, and we're gonna let a few more people roll in, then we'll bring you up. Get all this stuff off my screen here. Ooh, 55 is cold. Where the crap is she at? Were you in like Florida or something? South Florida. Yeah, here it's no fun. I hate cold shit, man. I'm a skinny dude. The cold cuts right through me. It's quite awful. Quite awful. Oh, I guess it could be pretty warm there. Out in the desert. I'd take that right now, because that's extremely warm compared to here. It's been hot as shit all year, right up until like this point when it got cold. Cool. I guess Mr. Live's here on purpose. Yeah, hang out for just another couple minutes, man. We're going to let some more folks pile up in here, and then we'll get the day started. Y'all please tap that screen if you're in here. You're going against the God you can't run from is dumb. Yes, those are certainly words. God is dumb. I agree. All right, y'all. Let's get day number 41 running here. Thank you for the screen taps there. I appreciate that. That's what helps get us start pumping out into the world in the mornings. What made me turn from God? I just really love to sin, and I got really mad at God for all the crappy stuff he does in the Bible back when I was still a Christian. Thank you for reposting. I appreciate that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and try to bring up Mr. Live here. He was the first one in. Then we got Rick after that. And let's see how it goes. Mr. Live was not here on purpose, apparently. I love sin is breaking God's law. So, like when God orders you to throw rocks at people until they die because they tried to turn to other gods, like I enjoy sinning because I break that law and don't do what He orders. So I save people's lives. Basically, is my favorite sin. Though. My favorite sin is not stoning people to death. It's a crazy sin to enjoy, ain't it? But I really do enjoy that. Godless heathen, thank you. Gotta like that name. It's in your face. I dig it. I dig it. All right. Well, let's try the next person here. Maybe Rick is here and Rick's a Christian. Maybe.
What up?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 25.
Awesome. Are you a Christian?
I am.
Cool. So which one of these topics do you want to debate us on today?
I wanted to ask, how do you know, how do blind people know when to stop wiping?
I don't know. They smell it.
Everybody says that. One dude said by taste. I was like, dude, by taste is crazy.
It's like, well, you know, you don't even have to be blind. Like if you're in the bathroom and the power goes out or something, you're in the same boat, ain't you?
Yeah, I guess you don't really have any choice at that point.
Right.
Everybody always tells me just look it up on ChatGPT or Google, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. I like the mystery and seeing what people have to like, what they think. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
But I am a Christian though. I'm a Torah observant Christian.
Torah observant Christian. What does that mean?
So, like, I believe that Yeshua is the son of Yahweh, but I still follow the laws of Moses because I believe Yeshua told us to.
Oh, okay.
I wear my tzitzit, I eat clean, I keep the feast days, all that stuff.
So if I told you, or if I tried to entice you to another god, would you follow the law and throw rocks at me until I die?
Would I throw rocks at you if you entice me to follow another god?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that, well, listen. You asked me a question, please let me answer so that I can make it so that I can explain to you why I wouldn't. And the reason why I wouldn't is because, for one, there has to be 2 or more witnesses. Secondly, you would have to be taken to the priesthood and proven guilty first. And third, there would have to be a temple, none of which are there. There's no high priestlyhood right now, and there is no temple, so I wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, okay.
Now, if there was, and
got right out of that one, didn't you?
Do what?
You got right out of that one, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not to say that if there was a temple here and there was a high priesthood that I wouldn't.
I'm sure you would.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If I had another witness with me. Because why would anybody entice anybody to follow?
So you got 2 witnesses.
Do what?
So you got 2 witnesses.
How do I have 2 witnesses?
Right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if there was a high priestlyhood and there was a temple, absolutely. If I caught homosexuals together, I would do the same thing because that stuff is horrible.
Oh, I remember you. I've talked to you before. You're all proud of this shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's not pride. It's joy.
I know. Joy in unaliving people. Yes.
Unaliving people who do disgusting things that Yahweh says not to do.
Well, you're the disgusting one to me. I would never do anything like that.
Well, if you think that homosexuality,
I think these laws are horrible and evil, but you are joyfully carrying them out, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I don't just go around throwing stones at people.
Oh, I know. Well, it's illegal here. You couldn't do it if you wanted to.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish that we had a priesthood here and that the temple was still up, because I absolutely would, because there's been plenty of people that I've caught doing gay shit with more than just me as the witness.
Yeah, I bet you hate people having actual freedom, don't you?
I don't hate anyone. I just would rather that
like you do.
Fear God. I'd just rather people fear God. You know, if the Torah was set up in America and people had to keep those laws, then there would be a lot more fear of God and there would be less rape and murder.
There would be a lot less people in America too. I'd be one of them gone.
Well, good riddance, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be saying good riddance to you.
How so?
Because I don't agree with your shitty God or his shitty laws.
What do you believe in? Do you even believe in a God?
I believe shrimp is delicious, and gay people have every right to be gay if they want to.
None of that is correct.
Yeah, it is.
Well, no. You know, you're right. You're right. Gay people do have a right to be gay in America, and
Yeah,
even
no.
in Israel.
Here we like actual freedom, even though you hate it and you want to unalive them. But we also have freedom of speech here, so you can say whatever disgusting shit you want.
No, I know. I mean, at the end of the day, you could always kick me if you don't like what I say. It's your life, bro.
I could, couldn't I? I hear you.
Yeah, you could.
Once I feel like you've thoroughly made a biggest fool of yourself as possible, I'll probably do that. But
how did I make a fool out of myself? You asked me a question and I answered with
by
truth.
agreeing with these laws in the Old Testament that everybody knows is bad, but you.
Right,
Well,
but
and some other like.
But how does that make me crazy if I just answered your question in truth? You asked a question and I answered.
Because a book told you to unalive people for certain things, and you said you would joyfully do that.
Yeah, the creator of the universe told me to do things that, yeah, I joyfully do them. You act like I'm just this evil guy that goes around stoning.
I'm listening at
Dude,
you.
I ain't never stoned a single person in my life.
You would if you had the chance. If you could, though, you already said it, and you said you would do it happily.
Yeah, if it was done justly in
You've
the right
admitted
way.
you would do this, so like I think we have every right to jump on top of you for being evil now.
It's not evil though. You're confusing what's evil. Prove that it's evil.
So name one thing wrong with being gay besides the Bible says it's gross.
It spreads disease. It hurts you. 99% of the marriages don't work
Any
out.
kind of sex spreads disease.
I mean, I can keep going on. It's not natural. None of it's natural. It's completely
It's not natural.
Yeah,
There's
it's
lots
not
of gay
natural.
animals in the animal world. How is that not natural? You think they
Yeah,
chose
well,
to be
guess
gay?
what? Those animals are a part of the fallen world as well, buddy.
The fallen world?
Yes. Animals didn't do that stuff before the fall.
Well, it's fallen because people like you want to throw rocks at people till they unalive for perceived crimes that you have about them.
No,
So,
it's fallen.
I want to make
because
the
sin
world
came
not
into the
fallen
world
anymore
through Adam.
and turn that bullshit away by
It's
trying to
fallen
convince you
because-
that this is evil.
It's fallen because sin came into the world through Adam.
Yeah, one dude and your crappy God punished everybody for it. That's not called justice. That's called psychotic.
No, that's called justice. If you're born into a sinful world, you
Called
are
psychotic.
therefore going to be
Narcissistic. This is one
How is he
awful,
narcissistic?
horrible, evil deity.
How is Yahweh narcissistic? Name one thing he says is right that you don't think is right.
You know what narcissistic means, don't you?
Yeah, narcissistic is me thinking that you know everything, thinking that you're just right about everything.
That's not what a narcissist is. A narcissist is someone with an overinflated sense of self-importance and don't care about what anybody else thinks to glorify themselves. And God definitely does that. He makes people suffer for his own glory just so he can demonstrate his power.
So you don't think that Yahweh is important?
No, I don't even think he's real. That's why it blows my mind that people would just come up here and openly defend this evil shit that this evil imaginary God orders.
Well, I'm not even talking about whether he's real or not. I don't ever talk about that with people because I don't owe them any
Well,
explanation.
we assume you know he's real because you're trying to follow his evil laws.
Well, I mean, I certainly believe that he's real. Some people don't, but I don't ever debate about that.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
debating.
not debating about that. I'm just debating that he's evil.
All right, well, I mean, I disagree.
Well, I know you do. You think it's kind to throw rocks at people till they unalive for some reason. This is a very warped sense.
I didn't say kind, I said necessary.
Yeah, but you also said joyfully do it. I can picture you like throwing rocks at somebody and they're just being like, oh God, you're just like, ha ha ha, this is so fun and joyful. Ha, ha, ha.
It's not that I have joy in somebody losing their life. I have joy in following the commandments.
Well, there's you some joy, huh?
And I mean, I'm not acting like I'm innocent. I've done things that are worthy of being put to death. I really have. Like I've
Like gay
disobeyed my
stuff?
mother. No, not gay stuff. I'm not gay, but I've
You think
disobeyed
you
my mother.
deserve to be unalived because you disobeyed your mother?
Yeah, being drunk and slothful and disobeying your mother. Yeah, that's definitely worthy of being, because at that point you're just a waste of space. And I used to be that way. I'm not anymore, thanks to Yahweh. But I mean, yeah, I used to be a drunkard, disobedient to my mother, slurring words at
Well, it's a
her.
good thing she didn't follow the law, huh? Or you wouldn't be here.
That's not true. She wouldn't be able to do anything anyways. It's not a temple. There's no priesthood.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. You can't actually enforce these awful laws that you want to enforce, but you can't. I forgot.
Well, unfortunately, there ain't a temple and there ain't a priesthood. So
That means the no covenant was broken.
the new covenant is just a different contract with different people, but all the same laws still apply.
It says if this covenant's ever broken, then Israel's never going to be a nation before God ever again.
Well, we'll let Yahweh decide on that.
Okay, all right. Do you think you should be able to sell your daughter into slavery?
Sell my daughter into slavery?
Yeah.
We don't live in slavery times right now, so no.
It's one of
Not
these
anymore.
laws you're talking about.
Yeah, back whenever slaves were allowed.
Oh, well, this never said you can't have slaves, so.
Well, I mean, I can't have a slave in the United States of America. It's illegal.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Wow. American law seems to forbid a lot of your God's laws.
Well,
Why do you
American
even live
law.
here? Why don't you move somebody where you can actually follow his laws and do what you're supposed to do to get to heaven?
Well, American law is stupid, but unfortunately, I have to follow it.
Yeah, darn people with those freedoms.
It shouldn't be considered freedom to sword fight with a guy.
What?
I said it shouldn't be considered freedom to sword fight with a guy. I mean that metaphorically. You know what I mean? Doing gay
Sword
stuff.
fight, but you can't, like, stab them.
I'm not talking about an actual sword fight, bro. I'm talking about two
What are you
dudes.
talking about, like, when Jesus said, I didn't came to bring peace, I came to bring a sword to sword fight?
No, I don't mean a literal sword fight. I'm talking about two dudes doing it. I call it sword fighting. It's just a funny way of saying it.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot, yeah.
Yeah. So do you think it's okay to be a queer?
Yeah, I don't see a single thing wrong with it. I encourage it even. You should be queer. You'd love it.
Are you a queer?
No, I'm not a queer.
All right, well, I'm not either. Why would you encourage me to be a fag?
I don't know. You might like it.
No,
You ever tried it?
I ain't never tried it. I ain't never going to. I ain't attracted to guys.
Well, it's like food. You can't say food's bad if you never tried it, right? I mean, you got to give it a shot. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Unfortunately, I know that guy wasn't bullshitting because I talked to him before. I thought his voice sounded familiar. Yep. He said the same shit last time I talked to him, and that was a couple months ago at least. Literally the same thing. Wow. Just goes to show you what pieces of shit this book can turn you into if you try to follow it. Wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Wasn't that a wild one? Shit. Yeah, I know it sucks hearing that shit, but I say all the time, it's a free speech zone. He was having a conversation, so. Actually, I was about to have to drop him just because he was using slurs, but I never got TikTok never gave me a warning, so I didn't. But y'all heard it. Shit's hard to hear, but that's where we're at. That's what people need to hear, because you know what people are actually thinking. This motherfucker's voting out there, y'all. Voting in your town. You heard him say he was from America. That's fucking scary. But that's why I do this. If we can turn somebody from those evil, wicked ways that Yahweh tried to turn him to, then we've had a little success here. Oh, alright, well, let's try the next one, I guess. Maybe this person won't be insane and evil. Hammer, you there?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? You're over 18?
Yep.
Awesome. Are you a Christian?
No, I don't consider myself a Christian. That was a derogatory term created long ago. I'm a follower of Yeshua, the
Oh,
Messiah.
okay. So is one of these topics up here debatable?
Oh, yeah. I don't have my glasses on. Let me see here. Well,
I got Jesus
thing
fulfills
is,
zero prophecy, God is an unjust narcissist, and Christians are under the law of Moses.
yeah, which one do you want to start with?
Whichever one you want. Which hill do you feel like you'd be the most confident to die on?
Um, well, you being a former Christian, we could talk about that. What
Well, that's
happened?
not a
What led
debate
you?
topic, but
Well, it's on there. I just saw it at the top.
well, it's just a title. It's not a
So were you
debate
born
topic,
again? Were you born again
yeah,
or just raised indoctrinated?
both.
Okay. And then you fell away.
Yeah.
Why'd you rebel against it? What happened?
Started actually studying the Bible and didn't add up, so I dropped it. I don't
You
like the
saw it?
idea of like being able to sell your daughter into slavery.
Yeah, the old stuff like that was long ago, and the reason that Yahweh had to put those rules into place is because there was such evil practices going on at the time. We
So
wouldn't
there
be
was
here
evil
today.
practices going on, so he allowed people to own slaves and sell their daughters into slavery.
No, the
That fixed the
slavery
problem.
was the slavery was really if you owed money, then you had to work for the guy to pay it off.
No, that's
Most of the
indentured
slave,
servitude. I'm talking about chattel slavery, owning people as property.
yeah. Well, see, people did things on their own without Yahweh making the rules, and so he had to work
Well,
around
this
the
is
way
a rule
people
from
did
Yahweh. It's one of
things.
the Levitic law.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, we wouldn't be here today if he didn't put those laws in place. There'd be no humanity. We
No,
would
we're here
have.
in spite of that.
I'd beg to differ because most
That's
of the
because people
laws.
don't actually keep these laws. Even back then, they didn't keep them.
Well, a
Thank God for
lot. So
that.
you're
They
allowed
had
to.
to be an awful lot of dead kids.
Like not aliving somebody's a law. Are we allowed to do that now? That's one of his laws. Is that a good one now? We can do
Wait,
that?
what?
Unaliving somebody is one of his laws. Are we allowed to do that now?
Well, not in a free country, you're not. According to God, you are, though.
Well, not
So you
really,
kind of got to
because
pick: do you like
he's
freedom and American laws and Constitution, or do you
he
like
said
God's laws
not
that
he
says
said
you have to
not to
throw rocks at disobedient children until they
you
unalive?
he said not to unalive somebody. So that's one of his
No, he
laws.
didn't. There's a bunch of circumstances he says it's perfectly okay to
In the
unalive
Ten
people.
Commandments, yeah, and those circumstances were why we're here today, because humanity wouldn't exist because of pagan laws. Man, if you think God's laws are bad, you should read what happened in early history.
I
I
do
mean,
think God's laws
they,
are bad.
you know what exposure is? They just,
And
if they
these have
had a
come
baby,
after laws that were far more humanitarian than these ones were. Those the
they had a
law
law
codes of
called,
Hammurabi were more humanitarian than the Levitic law.
so the Levitical laws were mostly for his children, not for humanity, so that his
No, they're for
bloodline could
everybody.
survive. His bloodline could survive to bring the Messiah to earth to save your soul and my soul. So those laws were put into effect because he knew the future and he knew how bad things were going to get. So he had to do some serious laws so that the Messiah
So he
could be
knew things would
born.
be bad, so he allowed people to do horrible things to
They were
circumvent that
already doing
somehow.
bad. They were already doing bad. You know, when you
Yeah.
spank a kid, like let's say your kid just, he just steals a crayon or something from another kid, you just say no. But if he goes out and murders your dog or unalives a dog or starts doing wicked stuff, you have to upgrade the punishment, don't you? Or do you just slap him
Yeah,
on
you
the
have to throw
hand?
rocks at him till he's unalived if he disobeys you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Severe crime, severe sin
You have never done that
requires
to a
severe
kid, have you?
punishment. The more severe the crime, the more severe the punishment. That's that's just reality.
Right, I'm saying, but you haven't done that, have you?
So those laws were so that the Messiah could be born, so the bloodline could
They're
survive.
starting to scare me. Can you confirm for everybody you've never done that?
No, I don't have to. I'm saved by the
Oh
blood of the
shit!
Messiah. I'm saved.
Hmm.
I've never
So
done,
you
we
have
don't,
thrown rocks at a child until they
we
unalive.
haven't done any of that stuff for millennia,
Oh.
because we don't have to, because he did it back then.
Probably because we know the laws of Yahweh are evil and nobody wants to stone their children to unalignment like Jesus and God says to, just because they were disobedient.
Like I remember during the quarantine, a lot of people were mad because and I'm not for quarantine. I'm not for the jab or anything. But what I'm saying is people were mad because during a real quarantine, people have to be locked down, right? Because so the disease doesn't spread. I'm not talking about that one that was fake. I'm talking about a real one. But if it was a real disease that was going to spread, you'd have to be locked down. And people would be really mad. They'd say, "Oh, the government's evil. They made us be locked down." But they were doing it so the disease didn't spread, right?
Yeah,
Right?
so how did permitting slavery, chattel slavery, stop the disease from being spread?
No, what I'm trying to say is get back to the point. What I'm saying, my point is that people didn't like it's throughout history, a bad disease was going to spread and kill the whole civilization. So they had to lock people down. Well, they didn't like to be locked down, and they thought it was inhumane, and they thought it was evil. But it was to stop the disease from spreading. So your theory is that what he was doing back then it applies now. It doesn't. He was stopping the sin from spreading so we could live today.
Okay, so how did allowing people to sell their daughters as slaves stop the disease, metaphorically?
I don't know the context of that exact scripture that you're talking about, but it does.
Says you
It
can sell
really,
your daughter into slavery, and they shall not go out as the male slaves do.
yeah, but
Just saying, if you want to sell
it
your
was
daughter, you can.
3,000 years. It was 5,000 years ago when that happened. It
So
wasn't
it was
yesterday.
fucked up then. It's fucked up now.
No, he's not doing it anymore. Yeshua came
He
and
is. The Levitic laws never stop. He says you are to keep these laws all the days that you live on this earth. People
the
just
Levit.
grew up and out of
Okay,
this. They just never actually got rid of it. They got rid of all the laws and all the stuff God wants you to do, but for some reason they kept the God around. I don't understand it.
okay. So the laws that were to keep throughout all generations don't apply to people outside of Israel, and it was only to keep
Yes,
them
they
to
do.
survive to the Messiah.
Not true.
No, it is true, because if you read the
It's
book
not
of
true.
Ruth,
Isaiah spends
it's
nearly an entire chapter explaining that foreigners will be welcomed into this covenant and keeps God's law.
so the Levitical laws are done away with because Yeshua he was the
They're not.
sacrifice. He was the sacrifice. There's no reason for Levitical laws anymore once he was
Have you ever
died
read the
on the
Old
cross
Testament?
for your sins.
Have you ever read the Old Testament?
Yeah.
Did you read the
He,
part where it says the Levitic priests are going to make sacrifices for all time?
yeah, well, all time meant for that generation, that age of time that they
All
were
time
in. If
means
you look
for
at the
all
Hebrew,
time, forever.
no, if you look at the Hebrew meanings of all those words like ages and throughout the ages and time, a lot of it was that generation. The Hebrew is different from the English.
No, if they meant that generation, they would say that generation because it says that generation or this generation quite a lot, actually. So there's a
It switches
distinguishment
around. It
between
says,
this generation and all time, forever.
yeah, but there's some mistranslations where they didn't actually know what the Hebrew intent was, 3,000, 4,000 years ago.
What's the Hebrew word for this generation?
I'm not sure, but you're probably looking it up. But I wanted to get back to is like
Don't sound like you know
testimony.
Hebrew.
Do you believe in testimony? Like when people are saved and born again and they are changed and they're
No,
made
because I
anew?
thought that myself, and I know I was mistaken about that. I was just hyping myself up.
Well, that's what happens to people when they're truly not born again. They think they are, and then all of a sudden they sin, they feel guilty, and they fall away, or
No, well,
they
your God just let
rebel.
me down then and deceived me for over 25 years.
No, he doesn't let people down that are truly seeking him with their heart, because
Sure
he
he
knows
does.
your heart. If you have ulterior motives in your intent to follow him, he knows that.
My intent was to follow him. I believed he was real and true for over a quarter century.
And then something must have happened that you didn't believe him
Yeah, I
anymore.
actually read the Bible and I was like, man, this is not right.
No, the pictographic Hebrew is the most original. It's not even Hebrew. The pictographic writings are the most true, and they're very pure compared to what we've been given in the
Did you
scriptures
say
today.
pictograph?
Pictographic, yes, sir.
Ain't that like a picture?
Yeah, exactly. It's picture made into words. Yeah, it's
So the first,
and
what are you saying? There was a Bible that used pictures instead of words?
well, that's how he did. It was the oral, the speaking of the word, and then when he wrote with the stone, they say it was
Did he draw
pictographic. It was
pictures?
Yeah, it's seriously, it's like little kids' pictures, but they
Can you
make a lot
picture
of
that
sense.
picture? A kid be like, ah, and an adult like throwing a rock as the picture,
No,
like an
you're
action
kind of
scene.
hung on that, man. I'm telling you, there had to be a
Well, I
reason
think it's
because
evil, and the last guy thought it was perfectly fine. So I mean, it's
no,
just scary as
I
shit.
don't think it's true. I don't think it's right, but we can't
Do you? So
second
you think
guess.
God's laws were bad or evil?
I don't. I think can't second guess the guy who created the earth and the moon and the stars and the
So you do
and
think it was a good law?
no, I don't. I think it was his law. It wasn't mine. I'm not him. He's
Do you think it
sovereign.
was good or
He's
bad?
omniscient. Look, I'm a father of 5 kids, man, and sometimes I had to spank them. Sometimes I did. I actually didn't spank them more than I should have.
Have you ever set them on fire or threw rocks at them till they
No,
unalive?
that would be evil, and
Yeah, I
that's
know it
not.
would be evil, but now you're committing blasphemy because you're saying God's laws are evil because they say to do exactly that. So why not? Now that you've already blasphemed, why not just drop this religion and let's move on?
No, I think you have an issue with him, so you've created this platform to make other
Well, I have an
people
issue.
gloat.
Yeah, I do have an issue with him and his laws and the people like the person before you that I talked to. Like, you're a saint compared to the motherfucker that was on here before.
Well,
That's
we
what scares me is people think these laws are good, and he said he would
nobody, no
joyfully throw
Christian that
rocks at a
no
gay
Christian.
person until they unalive because the law
I've been
says so.
no that's not yeah. So I've been a Christian for
Yeah, it's
27
fucked
years.
up, ain't it?
Every Christian I've ever met doesn't agree with what you're saying. So
Yeah,
I've never
most
met
Christians don't
anybody.
want to keep the law. If you told Christians they actually have to keep the law, they wouldn't do it. There's no
Well,
freaking way.
Like I said, the Leviticus laws are done away with, and because Messiah
They're not though.
fulfilled those.
That's where the confusion of this religion comes in. You think Jesus like somehow abolished these laws, but Jesus explicitly says he did not come to abolish the law. Not one dot nor stroke of a pen will change from the law until heaven and earth pass away.
Yeah, I'm
So
familiar with
heaven and
that
earth pass
passage.
away.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that
Okay.
scripture.
So
I've
you're
read
supposed to
that.
keep the law of Moses until heaven and earth pass away. The law never went away.
Certain
Did you know
laws
Jesus actually chastises the Pharisees in Mark chapter 7 for not putting their disobedient children to unalivement as per the law of Moses?
we can't second guess the Creator.
You can, you should.
No, he's holding on. Listen, if you fast forward your life
Look,
and you're
if God
laying
is so
there,
mad and so pissy that you just questioning him, trying to decide if something is honestly right or not, if God has the audacity to destroy you for that, then this God is
nobody's
definitely
been
unworthy of
destroyed. Do you know
anybody's
any?
admiration or worship.
Nobody's been destroyed that you know by him like that. That was 5,000
What?
years ago.
I
He
can
had to
point
do
you
it to
so
save us.
what? So what? It was people
Listen,
then, it's people now. Like, it doesn't matter. This God is evil, man.
hey,
He's
dude,
unjust.
you're
He's a
obviously
narcissist.
you're a smart guy. Hey, look, I don't want to disrespect you, but I'm just saying that if you fast forward you to your whenever you're gonna pass away into the next life, right? If you were laying there in bed and you're sick or whatever, people are standing around you, I think you're not going to be as cocky as you are now.
Oh,
I
I
think
definitely would.
I
Unless I
doubt it,
was in some
man.
sort of dementia or something.
If you were
Yeah, if I'm in
facing
my
your
right
more,
mind, like, I'm not
if
going to
you
all of a sudden be like, oh no, I'm scared of Zeus. I need to serve Zeus all of a sudden. Yahweh is the same way. They're all imaginary gods. Like, I'm not going to
no,
all
they're
of a sudden
not. There's
start
only
thinking
one
gods are real
true.
because I'm in mortal danger.
Dude, I could tell you so many miracles have happened to me, supernatural things in my life, that have
What if I
happened.
give you examples where God allows suffering to glorify himself? You wouldn't think that was evil?
That hasn't happened in 5,000 years, man.
It doesn't matter. What
He
what
had
does
to
it
do
matter if
those
he did it for
things.
2,000 years and then
He
stopped for
had to
1,000?
do
He was
those
still evil
things.
for 2,000 years.
He had to do those things so that we could be
He had to
alive
make
today.
people suffer so he could be glorified.
Not necessarily, but you're missing the context. It was a completely different
Now, I
civilization
understand the
back then.
context, and that's why I left this religion, is because I do understand it.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I don't want to change your mind or convince you. I just, I wanted to.
I wish you could, honestly.
No, I mean, what would it take to convince you that miracles do happen? Doctors have documented miracles all over this planet in 2,200 different languages. What do you say about miracles?
They've also documented things as actual science and medical research that people still call miracles today when it's clearly not a miracle. It's documented science.
Tumors disappearing and people getting healed when they were only given a month to live and they live 50
Spontaneous
more.
regression. It's a scientific thing. They just go away sometime.
They just come up with a fancy word for a miracle, man. But if people pray,
Well, it
if
sounds
100
like you're coming up for a fancy word for science.
no, science has proven that prayer works. Prayer is real, and it actually
Science
affects
proved it
people's
doesn't
minds.
work.
Well, those are
You know,
those
there's
are
been
people
like
like
tons
you.
of studies done on prayer, right? Like literally
Those are,
thousands
I
and
know, I've
thousands
read
and
them.
thousands of people.
You're reading the ones where the people like you are the scientists are like you, not
Oh,
believers.
the unbiased one who actually wants to see if it's real or not? Yeah, I would
No,
read
it's
theirs
like,
before I would read the Christian ones. Yeah.
yeah. Well, we're on two different teams, and I hate that.
I know.
Look, the one that I am on teaches to love. Jesus never taught to unalive anybody, never taught to do anything slavery. He was the manifestation of the Creator. The Creator had to do those things so that Yeshua could be born and give us the rules and laws of today. And those are love your neighbor.
The
You
laws
know,
were always, they were around before Jesus, and loving your
Yeshua
neighbor
taught
is
us.
Levitic law. You know that, right?
Yeshua taught us to love your neighbors. He didn't teach us like
Levitic law.
the Muslim laws. He
That's
teaches
Levitic
to
law.
love. Yeah, but I already said that he fulfilled those laws when he died on the
Yeah, but you said the
cross.
law is abolished. Why should you keep a law that's been abolished? It's Levitic law.
No, he created the new covenant that Christ gave us is to love your neighbors. He didn't say unalive
Levitic law.
anybody. No, it wasn't necessarily Levitic law.
Yes, it
It was a
is.
new covenant. It's a new
That's a
covenant.
Levitic law.
Levitic
Love your
law
neighbor
was
as yourself.
destroyed when he was sacrificed. There's all kinds of prophecies that happened to lead
No,
to Yeshua.
that was just him dying, man.
No, when he fulfilled all that, when he died, there's no reason for sacrifice because he was the lamb that was sacrificed.
Do
So
you know
why are
what
you still
not
talking about
abolished means?
Leviticus when that was thousands of years ago?
Do you
Yeshua's
know what
born.
not abolished means?
No, I understand, but what I'm saying is he fulfilled those laws that you're speaking of thousands of years ago. It was
That doesn't mean the law went away. And even if it did, that's not what he was talking about.
and the law is actually instructions. It's not really law. So he gave
It's
certain
laws.
instructions so that they would be able to survive the bloodline to give us. There's all kinds of prophecies that they try to stop. What you're talking about is
Those aren't even actual prophecies.
yeah, they are. They've come true.
Okay,
There's
show me.
prophecies.
Show us.
There's prophecies happening right now, man. The Euphrates River, the red heifers, all this stuff's happening right before you. When
Red
even
heifers.
not, yeah, that's happening right now in the temple. So there's
There's a
stuff
red
happening
heifer.
right now. 3 of them, and
3 of
they're
them.
yeah. So listen, you don't want to hear the truth. You're just kind of
I do
mocking
want to
me.
hear the truth. I wish I would start telling it.
Well, I've said a lot of truth in this, and you've mocked me and tried to stop it from coming out.
But it's inaccurate, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're trying to say a law is abolished, but a law also stands at the same time. Like, that makes no sense.
No, the law of Leviticus has been abolished, but the laws of the
Okay,
Ten
then it is
Commandments,
not any longer a law if it has
the
been
ten,
abolished that you have to love your neighbor because
the,
that was Levitic law.
the Ten Commandments, are laws that we all keep today. Those weren't abolished.
You don't keep them in America. Here we have religious freedom
Thank Yahuwah for
and freedom
religion.
of speech. Like, I can say whatever I want about God.
That's because of Christian foundation of our nation. I mean, those people believe.
What Christian said it was okay to blaspheme God?
You live in the freest country in the world because of God.
I think we live here because white people thought God gave them a right to take this land from other people, just like they did in Canaan thousands of years ago.
Well, the Native Americans were scalping each other way before we got here. They were violent people, so they were fighting. Everybody was
Some
fighting
of them
for
were
this land. The French were fighting
kind of
for
like the
this land.
Israelites.
Everybody was fighting for this land. The French, the British, everybody wanted this, and we won. So you're sitting on patriots' blood right here.
Patriots' blood.
Yeah, all the people that fought for the freedom of this country. We fought the British, didn't we?
Yeah, after we took it from somebody else.
Well, they were fighting each other. There were over 70 Native American
So the
tribes
Israelites
fighting
were
each
fighting
other
each other. Why didn't God destroy them and have them conquered?
so that Yeshua would be born and
They
you
were
could
doing
get
literally the
saved.
same thing.
All right, I enjoyed it. Hey, I got to go, but listen, man, I hope you make it to heaven, man.
I hope I don't, but thanks.
Don't say that, man. You're a cool guy, man. I hope you don't be rebellious your whole life, man. Just let this be a season.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
check out the red heifers and then change my mind.
Okay, do that. Have a good day, buddy.
You too, man.
All right, see you.
Oh, well. It's refreshing to have a Christian that doesn't want to keep the law up here. There wouldn't be any Christians if they thought you actually had to keep these laws. Well, there would be one. We talked to him earlier, so I stand corrected there. And in case anybody's wondering, the guy who gave me $100 yesterday, I sent it back to him after the after the thing there, because technically I borrowed it, so I had to pay it back. Stinky Christians got me again. They let me borrow, so I had to return. All right. Let's see who's next here. I still got a good 45 minutes, an hour. Oops. Who was next here? Was it Alt Joe or Cerberus? I think it was Alt Joe. Let's try Alt Joe. Alt, you there?
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Doing well. Are you over 18?
I am 38 years old.
Awesome. Are you a Christian?
I am a Orthodox Jew.
Orthodox Jew. Okay, cool. Well, which one of these topics did you want to debate us on today?
I didn't really want to debate you. I just wanted you to continue what you were saying to the last guest.
Which part?
The fact that you don't want to go to heaven?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to go to heaven and be trapped up there with a bunch of people I talk to on here.
So where
That
would
would
you
truly
like
be
to
hell.
go then?
Nothingness. Back into oblivion.
I got you. I can make that happen if you'd like.
Can you?
I can. You don't believe I'm God, correct?
No.
Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and abolish you, and you're going to get a new handler. You understand that?
Yeah.
Alright. My babies. 3, 2, 1. Abolish this motherfucker.
Did it work?
It did. You have a new handler, probably.
A new handler?
Yep.
Okay.
So, do you believe I'm God?
No.
I got you. Okay. So, go ahead and talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about, brother.
I will, thanks. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming up. Psychotic as it was. All right. That was something surreal, wasn't it? All right. Let's try Severus this time. I think Severus was next, and then JJ, if y'all still around. Severus, you there?
Yeah, I have a quick question for you.
Are you over 18?
Yes.
Are you a Christian?
My question is, have you ever heard of Trent Horn?
Are you a Christian, though?
Check out Trent Horn.
I know who that is. Check out Trent Horn and then Rand. Okay. Check out the Catholic apologist. All right, we'll do. Got destroyed by that argument. Actually, I think I won because I knew who it was. Apostate 8, where did you go? Is that a weird rhetorical question I don't understand? I don't know what that means. I'm right here. What is going on this morning? We only have one cool person. Everybody else was psychotic. What's happening here? Oh, he abolished me. That's right. I think he abolished me by law. So technically I'm illegal now. Is I think what he meant by that, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So tell me why 12 disciples went to their death horribly First of all, I would ask you how the hell you even know that, because the Bible only tells how two of them died. It doesn't say how anybody else died. So I'm curious how you would even know that they all went to horrific deaths. Sounds like made up shit. All right, let's try JJ. They are, ain't they, Henry? My goodness. Oh Lord. Good old Monday. I'm almost glad I don't have as long today now at this point. Like, I'm saying, like, man, I wish 10 o'clock would come on. Like, Jesus goodness. Keep talking to some folks here. That's cool, though. That's why we do this, I guess. All right, we got reaching for the stairs and then real duh. Or I think that's what that said. Jennifer, good morning. Thank you for the heart. Good luck to you too, Jeff. I appreciate you, buddy. Have a good one, man. If you're leaving. Okay. All right. Let's try a real duh. It's turned into one of those times. There's 9 people in the queue, but they're whittled down to like 2 now. And we're down to 1. So let's see if the last one's here. Yep. Nope. Yep. James,
Hello?
you there?
Yes. You hear me?
Hey, you there, buddy? You over 18?
Yes, I'm over 18, 35.
Oh, cool. Are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm an ordained minister.
Ordained minister. Oh boy, that's cool. So which one of these topics do you want to debate us on today, Mr. Minister?
Well, when I was here earlier, the last person had said it was about the what laws Jesus Christ had changed in Leviticus. And that is, Jesus Christ said, I come not to change one jot nor tittle of the law, but to complete
Right.
it. Everything he did in the Bible was only for one sole reason. It was to change the sin sacrifice. Is when you have to get forgiveness for sin as a Jew, you're supposed to kill a goat, like a spotless goat, and you have to kill a dove and have a priest sprinkle the blood in sacred
Or just
ways.
bring a little flour, right?
No, there's very specific laws on how to sacrifice, and then you're supposed to release a goat called an Azazel goat, and that's the only way before Jesus Christ to get forgiveness for sins. Nobody could do
That's
that.
not quite
nowadays.
true. I don't agree with that.
No, that's literally, it's in the Bible.
Well, it's
But
also in the Bible that if you want forgiveness, even in the Old Testament, in Chronicles, he says, if you want forgiveness, just pray, repent, turn from your wicked ways, and you will have forgiveness.
well, yeah, that is in Chronicles. It's just
It is, yes.
in the Torah, where it's all set up originally. Nothing's changed until it's been changed. My point is, eating pork, things like that, that is still technically against the law. It's just we can get forgiveness for it. Everything in the original 10 Commandments, that's still on the books. It's just you could get forgiveness for them if you do them here or there. The problem is forgiveness is actually a very complicated thing. You can ask for it. It's just there are actually parts in the Bible that say you cannot get it unless you do certain inner works. So
Well, you have to
you can
turn from
ask
your
for-
wicked ways, right?
Not entirely. It's more about, well, you got to turn for your ways for sure on wickedness when it's wicked.
Okay.
But there's
All
other
sin
things where
is
it's
wicked,
like,
isn't it?
it depends on what you mean. Wickedness is
Is there any sins
it's-
that's not wicked?
like wearing different fabric clothes. Like it's not, the problem is God doesn't explain why certain sins are bad, like eating pork. I know why. It's just, it's going to sound crazy. If you ever been around a pig and you're like an empathetic person, some of them, you can feel their souls. They cry. It's one of the saddest things in the world.
Pigs have souls?
Yes, they do. They are
I have no
very
idea.
angry
Wow.
at human. They are very angry at human beings.
Pigs are?
They, yes, they have the consciousness about a 4-year-old
Not me.
child.
Pigs love me.
Yeah, pigs are one of the most worst treated animals in the world by like consciousness. Like they're out there and it's cold. They got mud and they're alone. You can
They
hear their
just said all
souls
pigs go
crying.
to heaven.
No, it's not that. They all go to hell.
No.
They
Oh.
are evil creatures by their death. They only
Ugh.
wish for horrible things for humanity. And God values our life at the same level as theirs. So all these pigs wish for not being eaten. That's why that's in the Bible. Nobody.
Have you ever read Ecclesiastes 3?
Yes, I don't
It
remember
says
what
we're the
year.
same as animals, and we go to the same place as animals, and we draw the same breath as animals.
Yes, when we die, it's supposed to be we go to Sheol. That's the afterlife. And then from Sheol,
Well, it's just the
we're
grave in
judged.
Judaism.
Yes, but it's literally the afterlife. It's the grave. It's not you go nowhere.
Turned into that, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Jews always had an afterlife. It's just their afterlife was very litigious. It's very
So what about? So I get the don't eat shrimp laws and stuff, but what about the laws that say stuff like you can sell your daughter into slavery and you can own people as property?
well, that's kind of just true. You could do that back then. It's
Yeah, but why did God
uh
allow it? He didn't allow
allowed
people to eat
is
shrimp or wear mixed fabrics. You think he would have bothered to say, you know, maybe not sell your daughter into slavery or own people as property?
yeah, well, there are laws that say you're not supposed to sell your own. It's just the problem is
That's
people
not what
will.
it says.
And you're not supposed to. It's yeah, when you're a
No, it
Jew
says you
and you're
can.
another,
You can sell your daughter into
yeah,
slavery, and it says they shall not
you
go out as the
can.
males do.
You can. And that's a thing. I know. The problem is that back then slavery was the law of the land. It's you could if you go and you say no
That's because God
slavery,
allowed it.
no, it's not because God allowed it. It's because man is
It
willful
is.
and will sin. If you're going to build the economy on slavery and you have God say no slavery back then that far, the message wouldn't go where the
He wouldn't let them eat
gold.
shrimp or wear mixed fabrics. I would think he could have told them not to own people as
It's
property, and it would have been
it's
justified.
easier to give somebody a dietary restriction so they can show their face that they're willing to change and do better than it is to tell them they can't do what the entire world has already formed the economy over. We didn't have done slavery until the America, right? We hadn't finished until then.
Lots of
2,000
places
years, the
did
world
before
was
then,
built
just
on
not
slavery.
America.
Yeah, it still
It
was
almost
built.
seems
It's
like
the
the country
entire
was founded
economy.
on Christian conditions of slavery.
Oh no, the founders were deists. They believed in a
Some of them
god.
were.
They didn't point the finger at the Bible God as much. It was just there's probably something up there because if you ever really pay attention and you're honest, you know this world is we're in a matrix. You know when you do something bad, it comes back to you. There's somebody watching. It's always been obvious. It's just who and where and why. And a lot of those sins are like you have to sin on earth to actually live. There is a sin currency on this planet. If you do not sin, you will be crucified. It does happen, and it's like a spiritual. It's things people do in silent.
Why do you think God punishes people who hasn't sinned?
He doesn't punish people who haven't sinned. It's the world.
Oh, he does it a bunch.
No, he doesn't. Like
He
Job,
does.
for instance. That's a different one. But
Well, what if I show you some other examples where he definitely does do that? What would you think about that?
I'd be willing to hear.
Well, I mean, what would you think about it if I showed you something you could undeniably say God made this guy suffer for his own glory? You wouldn't call him a narcissist after that?
Well, if that was what it is, it's just I think I might disagree with your interpretation of that story.
Okay. Well, in John chapter 9, verse 3, it says, a man was born blind, and it says, him and his parents had not sinned. It says he was born blind so that God could display his power through him.
Okay, that's saying God planned somebody to be blind so somebody could heal him, and then bam.
Exactly. He made the guy blind and suffered just so he could heal him. That's like me saying, I want to be a surgeon and show everybody how good I can sew people up. So I take a samurai sword and slice the guy up so I can show everybody how good I can sew him back together again. That's not cool.
That's not exactly one for one.
It is.
You have to consider that there's many people on the planet. There's always going to be somebody who needs to see something. So that helps. It's you had somebody born blind, and then, well, they don't see. There's not a bad life there. A lot of people blind. A lot of people have very
Not a
fulfilling
bad
lives.
life there. This was
A
in
lot of
the
people.
first century. This was Jerusalem.
Oh yeah, that way. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people have been through this. It's not the worst thing in the world. And then he
It
goes and
doesn't
he's
exactly help them to be born blind, though, does it?
healed. Oh, and it never does. It's definitely a
Okay.
handicap, and it's
Well,
a
he
handicap you
definitely
can
didn't help the
wage.
guy out by doing it.
It makes your life better in some areas.
Well, what
There's a
about when
lot
he
of
raised the Pharaoh up for his own
the
purposes
higher,
and
the
then
lower.
made him refuse to let the people go and then unalived all the children in Egypt?
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things that the Bible is specifically. These things have to be because time exists.
Because
Stories.
that's what displays God's power, right?
No, it's you had to
Oh.
pass on tradition. Like today is the first day of Hanukkah. It's the
Oh, so he had to
Passover, all
unalive
that.
all the firstborn in Egypt so he could make a tradition. Yeah. Okay.
No, there was. Yeah, not everybody is good. You ever heard of Ur? God killed Ur before he was born because he was so sinful. God knows what we are in our souls.
Ur was a city.
Ur was also a child. He was
That's where
in
Moses was
Genesis.
supposedly from,
Well,
I think.
when our souls are outside of time. It's everything you do when you're 2 or 3 years old. Your body knows when you're 50, and it's there at the same time. Our souls get sold like a currency. Some people wager being blind for certain things later. It's how souls really work. It's just the case that it's all very secret, esoteric knowledge. This is stuff that if you was to spread a lot of things on, you could get ganked. But it's very hard to explain why some of the things in the Bible are just so evil. Everybody knows that. I
Because
became
God
an
does
atheist once. When I was in my 19 to 28, I was a complete atheist. I read the Bible and it was just so completely, it seemed evil. I came back and I read
So
it
what made it
all
not
over.
evil all of a sudden?
I learned more. There are steps within the Bible that are just inner work. Things you have to do, forgive other people, and you do that and it clicks in your heart.
Yeah, but what about
inside,
all the
and then
evil stuff God does?
God does not do anything evil. He does things for
I
righteousness'
mean, I
sake,
disagree.
and
I
then
think he does things that are extremely evil.
he does do some things that are like outright, he murders people.
He has,
He
it
is,
literally says that when he decrees the destruction of Babylon, he says your infants are going to be dashed to pieces, and your women will be great.
yeah, that's a psalm. That's actually
That's in
somebody wrote.
Isaiah.
I remember the psalm where it's like, and happy
Oh, well, there's
will be the one who
there's an
bashes
Isaiah
your baby's
passage
head
about
on
that
the
too.
stone.
Yeah. Well, either
It's
way,
like,
it's still
yes,
infants getting
that's,
dashed to pieces on the order of this God. So I mean, it sounds pretty evil.
oh yes, of course. And if
Yeah.
you know righteousness and goodness, right? You know what good is, right? For sure. Everybody does. So
Not
when there's an
everybody.
actual,
Some people
well,
think dashing infants to pieces is actually good and love. Do you know that?
yes, I do too sometimes. It's a thing that would give
You
you
think
great
that's good and
happiness
love
when there's
sometimes?
real evil.
Did you
Yes.
just say you think that's good sometimes?
Oh, yes. I know people. I know evil people.
Wow.
I've met things that are just downright
Me too. I've talked to
disgusting.
a couple this
And
morning.
their children, there's people, they're just in their souls. It's all they are. And I hate that. I never want to give up on a person. But when it's ordained by God, when you can see God's proved this person
But
is
when
evil
God
from their
dashes
root
those
to
babies
their
to
sin,
pieces, that's love, right?
it's love for the rest of humanity.
Oh my goodness!
It's,
Wow.
I wouldn't
What
want
sort
them
of
to do that.
minister are you?
I'm an ordained minister. I don't have a church. I'm kind of freelance. I go here, there. And it's just
I'm not
sojourning
sure
around
anybody's
and
going to let
spreading
you in their
the
church with this
gospel.
kind of language. Actually, they might. Huh?
Yeah, I have to be
You could
very.
probably be Catholic.
Yeah, I would have liked to be, but there's a problem with that. they spread a lot of things like you're not supposed to call anybody father in the Bible. The Bible says literally, don't call anybody father. They go and do it. They tell everybody to do that. There are spiritual reasons for that. You're like accepting them as your father, and it gives them power over you ultimately. They
I
know
agree. A
that.
bunch of
That's why they
Christians
do
are
that.
hypocrites. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to confess to anybody between Jesus and you put the priest
Well,
in Catholicism in Jesus Christ's place.
yeah, you're
And
supposed to never do violence either, but we don't see Christians doing that, do we?
oh yes, there's every man is the image of God. You are never allowed to hit a man in any way, shape, or form.
If we're the image of God, then we're definitely evil.
Oh hell no. So man is just like it's just the form you get things done in. You got binocular vision and you got arms and legs. That's the image of God. It's just to get things done, the will to move your body to go do things. It's God is real. There's very complicated reasons for things, but it seems evil as fuck. I know.
It
I
does seem
hate
evil
that
as
there.
fuck.
I hate that there's
Especially
things
when
where
you
I
have the
could see.
audacity to say that
Yeah,
dashing infants to pieces is love.
I know. I hate that about myself as well, man. I
I would hate it
understand it.
too. And in fact, I stopped being a Christian because of this kind of stuff. Like, I hated being forced into a position where I felt like I was going to burn if I gave the wrong answer and said that something's evil that's not and stuff like that. That's why I left this faith, because I couldn't defend dashing infants to pieces. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not down with that, and I'm never going to be.
You don't ever have to defend that. It's not
You
that
do if
big a
you're a
deal.
Christian. You're doing it right now.
Hey, I'm not defending it, but
You are.
I
You said
will.
it was okay. You said it was love in some circumstances. You heard yourself say that, right?
Yes, I absolutely did, and I still agree with that.
Okay,
It's
then
just
you're
I'm not
defending
trying
it.
to. In some cases, I should say most Christians never have to. Most Christians don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just part of the
Well,
Bible.
that's
They don't
true.
understand. I wouldn't want to
Right.
defend that. It's evil. Everybody thinks that, right? It's just
Yeah,
the
but you're up
problem
here
is,
defending it.
yes, I do. Outright, in the open. Because
Right.
I know that there are evils in this world. And there are evil people
Yeah, but your
that are
God is the
outright,
one doing it.
downright. No, God is not the one who
Yeah.
makes them that way.
He is. He says, I will make it happen.
He will make it happen if it's
I know,
the
and he does
dashing the
make it
infant's
happen, or
heads.
did make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the problem is he's not. Never mind. It's just the case. When there's evil, it's a genealogy. It's downright. It's people will be your best friend just so they can trick you and make you hurt and just laugh at you your whole life. I, and then there's just when God knows your soul, there's perfect judgment. That's what I believe. So, if God says kill this person, I would, in uncertain circumstances, just not on this earth because of all these other things I've already been through. It would have to be a very big, the road to Damascus revelation.
Well, you could just stop defending all this stuff and join us in reality in the world of atheism, and we need more atheists over here. And I like your
Well, I
passions.
was a very good atheist for a while. I could defute the Bible
You wasn't that
pretty
good. You
good.
went back to Christianity. Like you abandoned logic and reason to go back to a religious position.
No, my logic grew. I found other things.
It did.
You ever hear of the double slit experiment?
Uh-uh.
Okay, it's a pretty simple experiment. It's they were shooting particles at these two slits in paper. And when you watch it, the particles go through both sides, but they only go through one. It proves the world sees itself be watched, but they don't want to mention that. That's not what it proves to science. I say it proves. However, I watch this universe. I live in it. When I know there's something I'm doing wrong, I know there's something that's kind of prodding me. And I'm not ever... Yeah, I just wrecked my car the other day, man. I just trying to get a new job. I didn't do anything bad. It's just... Yeah. The devil wants
It's
to
life,
hold you
man.
in
Shit
certain
happens.
things.
Sometimes a tire blows out and you wreck. I mean, that's just how it is.
Oh, yeah,
Doesn't mean
man.
you were evil or sinned.
Yeah, it's not about sin, that one. It's like
Yeah.
if you ever noticed tattoos, those are deals with the devil. If you're really into it, it's like I've had a tattoo. I know what they're about. It depends on it's like percentage wise. It's like where you place it. I'm an ordained minister and I got knowledge of. I've done things that are like outright. People would call it. It's just the reason is you got to do things in life, and you need certain things here. The devil will make your life living hell if you don't kneel a little bit.
Sounds like God will make your life a living hell in certain circumstances.
It's Job. It's that you're going to be doing so much good.
Who
You're going to get so
needs
much
the
for
devil
it.
when you have God?
Well, if you're just going to assume that everything he does is evil because you don't want to accept that there could be possible reasons for it.
I didn't necessarily
Of
say
course he's gonna be
everything he
evil.
does is evil, but he definitely does evil shit, like dashing infants to pieces and having women raped in front of everybody.
Yeah, he's right. It's just, I remember the grape right now. I remember
You
like,
want me to read it to you?
yeah, sure, do that.
All right. God pronounces the judgment against Babylon. It says, their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be plundered and their wives raped. See,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
stirring up the Medes against them. Yeah, it's destruction of Babylon.
that. Have you ever been in like a righteous fervor when you're like very up in yourself about how good things are? That's kind of like that. It's when you say there's a evil Babylon. There's all these people they build a Tower of Babel up to tear down God. And if that's your will, then the man who is righteous will feel so proud of himself when he tears you down. He will tear down your infants. He will tear down your women because it's so good. Because
Yeah,
you were
but God
outright
used them
so
and then
evil.
punished them for being used. You know that, right?
God did not make them do that.
Yes, he
It's
did.
not
He
the
says it.
case.
Jeremiah chapter 25. He says, I'm going to hand the world over to the king of Babylon. And then it says, after their punishment has been served, then I'm going to punish Babylon.
Yes.
Yeah. So he used
That's
them and then punished them
It's
for being used.
it's not that he's using them. It's that people
It literally says
the
that.
will it not actually if you read what you just read, I can prove it. It's said it, but anyway,
Oh, okay. Well, let's read it then.
it's the I know you just read it. It's the will to power.
No,
A
I'm going
man
to
is
read the other
always going
part
to
where
do.
he says he's going to give the world to Nebuchadnezzar and then punish
I
him.
know he's going to. That is the point. It's not that he's using them and telling them, hey, this is what
He
you're
is
supposed to do.
using them.
No, it is not. You won't
You
let
want me to read
finish.
it?
I heard what you said, man. It's not, he says he's going to give it over. It's because God is making concessions. People are going to sell their soul to Satan to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, when it's something that bad and there's some other good people, he has to make concessions here, there. He gives the world to Satan. Satan is the prince of this world. When something goes bad, most people go on to Satan for things. And it's 90% of people. Every time you need a house, a car, a girlfriend, you got to pay some dude or some troll. It's really like that.
So, can I show you where God literally uses Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon and then destroys them for being used? That's what happened.
You can.
All right. It says, therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts, because you have not obeyed my words, I'm going to send all the tribes of the north, says the Lord, even for King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, my servant. And I will bring them against this land and its inhabitants and against all these nations around, and I will utterly destroy them and make them an object of horror and hissing and everlasting disgrace. And I will banish them from the sound of mirth and the sound of gladness, the voice of bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the sound of milestones and light of the lamp. This whole land shall become a ruin and a waste, and these nations shall serve the king of Babylon for 70 years. Then after 70 years are completed, I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation and the land of the Chaldeans for their iniquity. So he's literally saying he's going to use them to put everyone in Israel to the sword and destroy the land. Then he's going to punish them after 70 years for that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. The Jews had went away from
It does
God
make
at the
perfect
time.
sense. God's an evil-ass narcissist.
No, he's a jealous God. He wants you to worship him the entire time, and all of your children. And
That's
you are
called a
under
narcissist,
covenants.
yeah.
No, it's not a narcissist. That's when
Yeah,
it's a person.
it's someone with an overinflated sense of self-importance and ego.
You can't have an overinflated self-importance when you're God. It's literally
Sure you can. This God does it all the time.
you're God. If
There's lots of
God
other
is
gods.
God.
They don't demand people worship them like this, and if they turn away, then they destroy them all, including their babies.
There's only one God. That's why there's a war. It's a war of the gods.
Oh.
It's
Well, sucks we're stuck with this God, because this sounds pretty horrific.
yeah, it does. I've seen things in dreams. I've seen hell. I've seen so many people go. Most people don't get saved. Most every Christian doesn't get saved. I've seen churches where there's most every single person in hell, even the pastor.
Dang.
Salvation
What
is
a just
actually
and loving God
complicated.
you have.
No, it's that salvation is actually complicated. There's a
Yeah,
four-step
yeah.
process we gotta go through that most people don't go, and
How
there's
complicated to repent and ask for forgiveness and turn from your wicked ways. It's a very complicated thing.
it is complicated when there's things to do that require you to be forgiven. We must forgive. If you're gonna always hate your parents for what they did to you, outright, you cannot be forgiven for that. For things, if you can't forgive, you can't be forgiven. That's you repent and go from your ways is great. People will see that God will not hear you repent until you go through what the Bible said. There's a spiritual journey in there. He won't ever hear your prayers until you've gone through that. It's nobody knows this stuff. I can't even remember. It's 4 steps right now. It's you're supposed to forgive your parents. There's a very spiritual reason for that, like absolute forgiveness inside your heart. You're supposed to mean that. And even most people don't even have problems with their parents, so they won't do it. But it's still you're supposed to. That proves a thing to God. It makes your eyes a certain color. And then you're supposed to ask for forgiveness, break down before Christ, and then there's actually a 3-book minimum of the Bible you're supposed to read: Genesis, Matthew, and 1 book you choose yourself. Those 4 steps in that order is how you get to heaven.
So when God says in Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn away from their wicked ways, then I will hear them from heaven and I will forgive their sin and heal their land. Seems pretty simple to
if
me.
they do that. Yeah, if they do that, repenting from your sins and turning from your wicked ways, you still have to repent.
Didn't say nothing about
For-
any sacrifice. It doesn't say somebody has to die for you. It just says repent, turn from your wicked ways, and you'll have forgiveness.
Yeah.
Seems
in
like
the
it
Old
got
Testament,
complicated when people added Jesus into it, when they could have just
got-
repented and turned from their wicked ways.
it got more complicated and less complicated. Sin sacrifice that was always
So
supposed
God's
to be
word changed somewhere along the
No.
line in here.
completed. It's
Completed.
There was the original covenant that was made with our ancestors in ancient Israel. And they basically said, everybody under us has to do this thing. That gives God a promise. That's why he gets mad. Because nobody ever took that seriously. Ever. They completely
He gets
broke it.
really
as soon
mad
as
when
they
people
made it.
stop keeping the law too, and he unalives a bunch of babies because people quit keeping the law.
Yes.
Are you under
When
the
it's
law?
certain. Yes, I am. I try to be
Okay.
kosher, but that's a hard one. I'm really working on the kosher part.
I'm hoping you don't endorse slavery, so you're not good with that part either.
I don't like slavery, but this world is about how you can secretly keep people into slavery. Like how parents hold their children into things, how your boss wants you there and he will mess your life up somehow to do it. There are spiritual slaveries that happen where people will actually literally sell their soul to Satan to own a person. And I can prove it. It's just so much. I can't prove it in somebody's face. It's very complicated.
Okay.
It just sounds sounding crazy at that point.
What does that say? Sedulous guy, hang out for just a second and I'll bring you up. You're the next one. We'll make it there.
But while you're here, just if you could, ask your readers just to read Genesis, Matthew, and then 1 book of the Bible they choose themselves. At some point in their life, God sees it. It's a great show of faith to get that done, whether or not you believe or not. Try that at least, please. Good, that's very nice. I can see you tried, but yeah, tattoos are that way.
Yeah, it was the tattoos.
Yeah, you got, that's the mark of the
You know,
beast.
God has a
That's
tattoo,
right out on your
right?
hand. How does he?
Written on his thigh says the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Remember that in Revelation? It's not Sharpie,
That's
you know.
Jesus Christ, and that's not a tattoo. That's like his
Oh,
scabbard
Jesus has
on
got
his
the
sword.
tat.
That's
No, it
he's
says
like his
written on
scabbard.
his thigh.
I know.
So he got like some script done at the tat shop, right?
No.
He's like, can
Thigh.
you write King of Kings, Lord of Lords right here on my thigh? Can I get it on my left one? And I want a really cool font. I don't want it to look stupid. And can you make sure it's spelled right?
It's a metaphor. He had a scabbard on a sword. It's thigh that way. There's a.
Oh, okay.
It's a Hebrew translation thing. But also, Jesus Christ is not God. That is a mistaken That's the Father of Jesus.
I agree
Christ
with that. Yeah.
is God. Jesus Christ teaches everybody in the Bible. If you listen to his words, it's none is great but God. It's do not worship me, worship my Father who art in heaven. Jesus Christ is Lord. He's the one who rules earth, and he makes a lot of concessions for what goes on earth because of the devil, and God oversees that in heaven.
Sounds like the devil's really running the show and not God or Jesus.
When there are so many people that sin, there are so many concessions to be had.
So we're giving him like power, right?
Imagine a person, right? They live their entire life. They go to work. They do their best. And then they die and they did not get salvation. And they're going to go to hell. God knew that when they were born. So it's like, okay, my child, what did you want?
Could God have done something about it?
No, not really.
Oh,
You can put them in a life
all powerful.
That's changing their free will choices. You can put them in a life where they'll have some journey that they may learn from, but you can't force their hand. If they don't want to do it.
But he already knew
not
before
do
they
it.
were born that they were going to go to hell.
Yes.
It's almost like he's making wicked people for the day of destruction.
No. Every human soul, everything in creation was created at the exact same instance, and then it's got to be dealt with. It's got to
He
filter
doesn't
into the
exist,
physical
whether
world.
you believe it or not, Philly sports person. Sorry.
I have met God. I've seen Jesus Christ. I know exactly. They are very real. And imagine everybody is like in a loading program. Their souls are out there everywhere from the beginning of time to the end of time. Everything is out there. It's just got to filter into the physical world, and it's got to do it through biological lines. So you're not really related to anybody. There's just a stock line of people. There's just brown-haired, blue-eyed white people, and that's just that type of person. And then they got to go and filter into society because everything about your countenance, how you look, it means something about you. There's a secret code about like your hair, if it's curly, and your hair is your intentions in life. Curly hair means curly intentions. It means you have twisted thoughts, that you want to do something bad spiritually or in criminality. When it's completely straight hair, you're kind of like, it's just like your beard hair, if that's curly. That means it's your afterlife wrath. It's whether or not you're mad about sin and you want it to be punished. If there's a man with a beard that's just completely straight, he's probably going to hell so much he don't want to do anything about sin.
I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Well, there's this code in countenances in your face and what it looks like. The color of your eyes, the color of your hair, those things like that. It's a very deeply secret that I wouldn't even want to tell anybody about. That's why I don't mention anything besides like hair and stuff.
Yeah, it just sounds crazy when you
like blonde hair. Blonde hair means something about not blaspheming the Holy Spirit. It's just that one is like you got to maintain the genealogy because most people that are blonde, they still do it. So it's
God
like
makes people blind though, for his own
1%
purposes.
of that 5%.
Remember?
Oh yeah, it's because you got blonde. When you got blonde hair, it's like this. It's like you're wearing a golden crown. Right from
Do
birth, you
people get
get
to pick their hair
things.
color?
It depends on your life. It's not that they pick. It's that you need
You're
certain
just sounding
things here or there.
progressively more crazy as we go through this conversation.
Oh, there are so many things I know that would sound outright crazy. That
They do
I
sound outright crazy.
yeah, like there are God marks people like the mark of Cain. It's brown hair.
I got a mark. I got a birthmark right here on my eye.
Yes, it might mean something. A lot of times, there's like if you got like a freckle over your
You think it
eyelid.
means I'm going to
That
hell? Have I been marked?
I'd say your hand tattoo means you're going to hell.
Oh, well, shit. What if I ask forgiveness for that?
It doesn't matter. You will not be forgiven for
Oh,
that.
shit. I'm done for.
It
I hear you. Well, all right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you coming up, but I think we've devolved into something I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. And I'm never getting to heaven for all kind of reasons, including a third one now, having a hand tattoo. Oh boy, oh boy. And I have dark hair and a straight beard. This God has been cruel to me, y'all. Rick, you got a freckle on your eyelid? You evil motherfucker. Wow. I can't believe you got a freckle. Holy shit. Boy, are you fucked. That means you're burning forever. And a little bit more, even after forever. If you have freckles, you're getting burned even more. And I can't remember what hair color yours is, but depending on which one it is, whoo, you're going to get burned and prodded. Let's see where I'm at on the 1,218 followers now. Well, I think we all want a lot of tattoos. Uh-oh, we got restricted for 10 minutes. Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in the search results for the next 10 minutes because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. Reason, harassment, and bullying. Who the hell did I harass and bully? Enough to be punished for 10 minutes. We have been using... I'm surprised this hadn't happened actually earlier, y'all, because there's been some language on this live here. In fact, I'm judging TikTok now for not restricting us for 10 minutes way before now. Why y'all think they didn't do that? Oh, it had to have been because Rick's got a freckle. Had to have been it. Say you're Rick. Geez, man, your freckles just spreading like a disease, messing everybody up, man. You're condemning the whole world here. Hope you're happy with yourself. Wow. I wonder if you could like repent for that freckle or have it removed or something. Because clearly it's causing immense damage in all sorts of communities and in your own life. So, I mean, we're going to need to get that freckle gone here. Well, by the time our 10-minute restriction is up, I'm only going to have a few more minutes anyway. So, if you're in the queue right now, if you are one of the, good Lord, 7 people in the queue, man, I guess I could try to bring somebody up, but if you are in the queue and you requested up on purpose, please put a 1 in the chat and we'll do another real quick one here. Well, not real quick. I still got a minute, but by the time the 10 minutes wears out and we get algorithm privileges again on account of Rick's evil fucking freckle, then might not be a whole lot of time left anyhow. Stephen Scott. I saw him. 36. I say holy shit too. Is that ironic, Kim? Holy shit? Does that mean I think shit is holy? Say that too. That must mean something, right? Who was that? I already forgot who that was. I think it was Steven here. Oh, yeah. All right. Steven's got our number, y'all. Steven, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Are you over 18?
I am over 18, yes.
Cool. Are you a Christian?
I am a Christian.
Do you have any freckles?
Unfortunately, I do. Yeah, that last guest was he was wild.
Yeah, that was wild. And he was one of many today, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You wasn't here at the start, was you?
not the very start, no, but I've been on for a while.
Wow. Well, that guy was enraging Christians, so.
Yeah,
And he
I
was
have
one.
to say he doesn't reflect Christian belief. That he's I don't know where he got that from.
I mean, technically, he was reflecting some Bible beliefs, that's for sure. But, you know, modern Christian, yeah, probably disagree. But anyway, which one of these topics do you want to debate us on today?
Well, you've touched on the Old Testament and how Israel was reacting to the other nations around them, and so like that one verse you were quoting where you know the people would be raped and the infants dashed and that kind of thing. Do you think perhaps that could have possibly been God's prophecy, what was going to happen, and not necessarily God was going to make people do that to other people? Do you think that's a possibility?
No, God says he's going to do it.
Okay, and
that's why it's so easy
thing,
to hold him accountable for this, because he literally takes responsibility for it all.
Okay, so we have a document that's got to be at least over a couple of thousand years old, maybe 3,000 years old, and so I don't know if I take the way things are written exactly that's exactly the way it's supposed to be interpreted or understood.
So if you did, it would be serious trouble, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, and then the children of Israel, they were surrounded by some pretty barbaric people that had intentions of trying to kill them. Some of them might have had intentions of complete genocide of the Israeli nation. So for God to command the Israeli people to be brutal in a way that would allow them to have self-defense and allow their nation to survive, I don't see a lot of fault in that.
If you look at it that way, yeah, I kind of get it. But God does the same thing to the Israelites. You know that, right?
Well, once again, I look at it more like that might be prophecy of what's going to happen, and not necessarily God is
prophecy of evil. God is pronouncing against them, and he literally says, "I'm going to bring about all the evils that I've pronounced against you for what they did." You know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to take that literal, that he's going to force other people. He's going to get in their heads and make them physically come after the Israeli nation. I'm not sure if I don't think God operates like that. That's my opinion. I don't think that's the way God operates.
Have you read the Old Testament?
I have read the Old Testament, yeah.
It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, no, I just get a different interpretation from it than you do.
Well, in Jeremiah, he spends an awful lot of time saying how mad he is at them and all this stuff that he's about to do to them because of that, right?
Once again, he could be upset at them of what they're doing, and it could be allowing other nations to do what other nations want to do, because that's the kind of people.
So it doesn't mean anything when God says, "I'm going to make these nations do these things to you."
Can you go ahead and read a verse that says that?
Oh, totally. Yeah, this is from Jeremiah chapter 19, and it says, "I will make this city a horror, a thing to be hissed at, and everyone who passes by it will be horrified and will hiss because of all of its disasters. And I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and all shall eat the flesh of their neighbors in the siege and in the distress with which their enemies and those who seek their life afflict them."
Okay.
So he's literally making them eat their own children in the siege here.
Yeah, that's pretty rough language. Once again, I don't take the Old Testament probably as literally as maybe other people do. As a Christian, I don't really have complete confidence that a document that might be 3,000 years old is, and handled through many people, and that we have something that's 100% accurate. of what happened in the Old Testament and what happened with the children of Israel. I think
The
some of
reason I
it.
use these actual examples, and that's because this is one of the things historically in the Bible that definitely did happen.
Yeah. And once again, it may have happened, but I think it may have been something that God understood was going to happen and was trying to warn them. And out of his goodness of wanting to preserve them, he is warning them, like, this is really bad stuff that's going to happen to you if you don't change your ways.
He did warn them. But
Yeah.
he said, if you don't change your ways, I am going to do all this stuff. That's the difference. He's not warning them. He's like, look, y'all got to stop or this King Nebuchadnezzar is going to come get you. He says, y'all have to stop or I am going to come get you.
Well, he didn't personally do it. It was other nations around them that did.
Well, he did. He forced it to happen, though. He's the master of the universe.
Yeah, see, I don't think he forces people to go kill other people. I don't think
Literally
that would
says
be
he does in
Satan.
Jeremiah.
Well, that would be Satan. Well, see, I just think that's a or that is either that's given to us. I mean, the writing is not correct, or there's something that's not right there, because I don't think that is the way God operates.
Well, it says, thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I am now bringing upon this city and upon all its towns all the disaster that I have pronounced against it, because they have stiffened their necks, refusing to hear my words. So this is God saying he's doing all this stuff over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It says that in Isaiah too, you know that, right? And Lamentation.
Sorry about my dog.
And Numbers and Exodus.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole Old Testament. God literally says it's him doing all these things.
Yeah. Now, what if this document is not accurate, and you're not believing in God because of it? Okay, that's another possibility. But what if this document is not completely accurate the way it's been written?
Well, it's definitely not, because a lot of these prophecies didn't happen. But it's what leads into the New Testament. So the New Testament with Jesus and all that is all based on this Old Testament. So if this testament isn't accurate, then a testament that came after it is certainly not accurate.
Yeah.
Logically.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So I just, if maybe you're fighting a God that doesn't exist. Maybe the real God is. I understand that, but maybe he does exist, and he's a different person than that's being described in the Old Testament.
Well, you better hope so, right?
Yeah, I personally don't feel God forces people to go kill other people. That would be Satan doing that. I can't even comprehend that.
Well, I know, because you're an actual good person who knows that these are evil atrocities being committed. You're just finding it hard to admit that it's God that actually does it, even though the Old Testament, he takes credit for it constantly, the whole time. Like, there's no question about that.
Yeah. Kind of going back to the children of Israel, do you think that they would have a right to self-defense against nations that had intentions of trying to wipe them out?
Sure, but same as the nations that they wiped out had a right to defend themselves against them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but God punished them for that, for defending themselves against people trying to take their homeland that God gave them. He says, I am giving you their land, but you got to go take it first.
Yeah. Because we see that today, that the people of Israel or Jews, they have a lot of people that want to commit genocide against them. We can see it in modern day.
Well, yeah, true, but everybody's got that going on in the ancient world. Everybody's out for everybody else. It's just seems to be humanity, I guess.
Yeah. So for the preservation of those ancient children of Israel, they may have been asked to do some pretty, in our day, we think, oh, that's a horrible thing, but it may have been self-defense and trying to just preserve their people from being annihilated.
Well, maybe, but God's ordering them to go genocide groups of people that didn't have anything to do with the actual crimes that they're being genocided for.
So you're saying he was asked to go kill people who didn't have
He
any
ordered
threat
it.
against the children of Israel?
Yeah, he straight up orders it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
It's a
not
horrible,
sure about
horrible
that.
thing. That's why a big part about. Do you want me to read it to you?
So do you think you have the complete context that there
I have the
could have
best
been no
context
way?
that I could possibly get.
Yeah.
I have the most modern translation of straight up Hebrew to English from the oldest and best manuscripts that we have. So it's accurate as it can be.
So, yeah, but how can you rule out that these people weren't a threat to the existence of children of Israel? Maybe it doesn't say it,
Based on the words.
that it was a reality, that it was the case, and it's just not
But
in the
based on the
transcript.
words, I'm judging the book for what it says. I'm not judging it by what I think it might have said or might have meant. I'm judging it by what it says right now.
Okay, if you've got that section, go ahead and share that with me.
All right. Samuel said to Saul, "The Lord sent me to anoint you king over his people Israel. Now therefore listen to the words of the Lord. Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Do not spare them, but unalive both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." So this genocide that God is ordering here is for a crime that was committed 400 years prior. These people had absolutely nothing to do with opposing Israel when they came up out of Egypt. This was 15, 16 generations later.
Okay, so that the first part you said is accurate. Is that, I mean, as far as I haven't studied this section very closely, but okay, I'll assume that what you're saying is accurate. That the instance that they were talking about was 400 years ago, but that doesn't rule out that the current population of people weren't a threat to Israel.
Does it say that?
No, it doesn't. It's not in there. We don't have it.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're adding that into the text where I am just reading the text for the information that it's given us.
Okay, well, once again, we're dealing with a document 3,000 years old. It's
So
not going to
why
have.
even believe it? It sounds like you don't even think none of this is true. We need atheists over here, man. You can abandon this right now and stop defending this stuff.
Yeah, that's accurate. I don't 100% think that the Old Testament is 100% accurate. You're correct on that.
The New Testament, that's what it's based on.
Because I have a second witness that Christ actually who he was. Yeah.
Oh, so the New Testament's right, but not the Old Testament. Is that what you're saying?
I believe that Christ was who he was, that he was actually the Savior of the world.
Yikes.
Yep.
So you believe the parts you like and want to believe, and basically all the other parts that are mean and gross, you don't like those, right?
Well, I think, like I said, I think there was justification of what the ancient Israelites had to do.
Okay, so what's the justification for this?
Justification for what Israel did? Well, like I said,
the slaughter of the Amalekites that God ordered.
Yes, it could have been for the preservation of the Israelites.
Could have been. Doesn't say that.
Well, okay. Yeah, maybe
Jesus could have been evil. Is that true?
Well, anything's possible.
I mean, I know it doesn't say that, but it could be true, even though it doesn't say that, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I thank you for...
Let's just stick with the actual words we're being given here.
Yeah, I thank you for your time. I just wanted to bring up that there are possible reasons for what we are seeing in the Old Testament that may be justifications for what we're thinking seems very violent and something that we would not want to participate in, but, yeah.
Well, would it be justified even if they were at war to be raping the women and dashing the infants to pieces? Do we do that today when we go to war with people, or is it against the Geneva Convention?
Was that something that the Israelites were commanded to do, or is this something that another nation, did to another nation?
No, it's them doing it under God's command. He is commanding all this to happen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He says it all through the Old Testament. He says, I'm making them do this because X reasons.
Okay. Okay, hang on. Read that section again that talks about that. I heard you read it before, but read it again.
You mean the Amalekite part or
No, the
the
part
grape
about
and
you,
infants?
the graping, yeah, graping and the dashing of
Okay,
infants
all
and
right,
all
I'll
that.
read that. It says, whoever is found will be thrust through, and whoever is caught will fall by the sword. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses will be plundered, and their wives raped.
It doesn't. Okay, maybe it's outside those verses, but it doesn't say that the Israelites were commanded to do that.
It does. It's a prophecy from Isaiah.
Yeah, it's a prophecy of what was going to happen. It didn't say that the Israelites were commanded to do that.
It says, the Lord of hosts is mustering an army for battle. So God is mustering this army to do all these things.
Yeah.
It says, well, for the day of the Lord is near. It will come like destruction from the Almighty. Yeah, the more you read it, just gets worse, actually.
Yeah, no, I see this more as prophecy, and God is not taking people. Well, no, what I'm saying is it's not that God is influencing people to go and grape people or to, yeah, I think that God is just has knowledge of what's going to happen, and he's informing people of what's going to happen.
Except when it says, I'm making this happen, right?
Yeah, I think that, I don't know if we can trust that language, the way that it's written.
Destruction from the Almighty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
So would it change your mind? Like if you actually thought this was God doing this, even though it says it is all the time, so I don't know why you don't think it is. But would it not change your mind if you knew this was actually what it was saying it is?
So I don't worship a God that's you're describing Satan. Satan is
I'm describing God, my man. You're blaspheming right now anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're just going to blaspheme, why not join us over here on the side of reality and call this out for what it is? Evil craziness.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe
like you're literally calling God Satan right now.
Yeah. No, that's not the God that I worship. It's not the God that I understand.
know, but you have your own idea of this God that you worship. You're not going by the actual information that you're being given about this God from the book.
Yeah. I'm going to sign off.
Andy, God absolutely commands grape on several occasions, actually. This being one of them.
I'm going to sign off. I disagree with your interpretation of what you're reading, and once again,
do whatever research you got to do to figure this out, because my interpretation is correct.
Yeah, and also you're relying on a 3,000-year-old text to.
So are you.
Yeah, to have hatred of God. So I don't know.
Well, I hate the things that God is making happen here. Like, I do not think it's good for infants to be dashed to pieces and wives raped and people eating their own children. I have huge problems with this stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah. So you are in an interesting position. You're believing that this 3,000-year-old document is accurate and true.
I'm saying it's giving us information with its words, and that is what I'm following.
Let me finish the thought. So you're totally believing this 3,000-year-old document, and then you're allowing that to have you not believe in God. So this
doesn't make me not believe in God. This makes me think this God is evil. Not believing in it's a different subject.
Yeah.
I'm just describing the way this book is literally describing God. Okay. So, I mean, you're either just saying the book's wrong and it's not what it says, or you're saying the God you're worshiping is this evil God who you just called Satan.
So do you think there's a possibility that the Old Testament is not accurate, and that there is and that there is still a God?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because
Show us which Bible you're reading then to get all this accurate information.
So yeah, my belief in God isn't like my whole foundation isn't the Bible.
It never is. It can't be. Nobody
Yeah.
becomes a Christian and stays a Christian just because of the Bible, because this stuff is horrific. Christianity would have never survived if Christians thought they actually had to keep these laws.
Here's the thing. You're using the Bible to discredit God and to not believe in God. But why would you believe in the Bible? Why would you believe in the Bible? You're believing in the Bible more than I am.
I'm not. No, I don't. Certainly not. I'm just reading the Bible to you because most people have never even read it and they don't even know that it says this kind of stuff. And I have this weird delusion in my head that when I read them, that God is commanding women to be raped and infants to be dashed to pieces. For some reason, I think people are going to go, oh, yeah, that's gross. I can't condone this anymore. But they don't. They either defend it or just say it doesn't say that or stay in denial or whatever.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not gonna defend that description of God because I don't.
Well,
that's
please
not
don't.
the God. That's not the God I worship. So
good.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you have your own idea of God and not a biblical description of this God is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna sign off. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the shit out of you coming up here.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Have a good one, Stephen.
Thank you.
Read that Old Testament, buddy. Woo-wee, what a day it's been. What a day it's been. How in the world did the live not get restricted way earlier than that? That was the first time I ever got a 10-minute restriction. Most of the time it just says, hey, stop this nonsense. There's no time limit. Anyway, hold on a second. Let's see. We got 8 people in the queue here. So we got, what does that say? Bruno, DTP. I like that. Don Bourne, Spencer, David, Polo, Fuck, Hillfinger, Ken Wilson, and With a Heart. Y'all, please come back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be on a lot longer than today. I've actually got to shut it down here in a minute. But tomorrow I will be on for quite a while. And what a freaking live this has been today, y'all. Holy moly. They came roaring out of the cracks of today of the, except for the last guy. I actually really, really enjoyed that conversation. At least he didn't defend the craziness. Which if you're going to make your own God, at least make a nice one, I say. Like Isaiah 45. I do love that. I actually don't even use it for the verse 7 most of the time, but it comes up for a lot of other reasons, actually. Isaiah says that Cyrus, the one and only named Messiah in the entire book of Isaiah, who doesn't even know Yahweh, is a Messiah. That's why I use it. That's why it's fun. And it doesn't, most people use it because it says evil or calamity, but my version doesn't actually say either one of those. Even though it's the same thing, it doesn't get taken that way, so I don't use it that much. Back at you, Rick. Sorry you got a freckle and ruined everything for everybody with your freckle. I guess it's not your fault, I suppose. I'll give you a little bit of understanding there for that, I guess. But anyway, guys, if you missed some of the show, I put all these replays on my YouTube channel, which is also Apostate Ape. So please go check out my YouTube. You can watch the replays and stuff. But if you didn't see all of today, you might want to go back and rewatch that one. And all the 8 people in the queue here, I don't think all of them's on purpose, but please come back tomorrow. I'm on every morning. I usually start around 7:30, 8 o'clock Central Time, U.S., and run on for at least a couple hours. Hey, Latila, go check out my YouTube channel. I'll have a replay of this on there. And let me tell you, today's only been a couple hours, but what a couple hours it was. I'm actually kind of tired right now. Like, holy shit. I almost wish it would have ended a little bit quicker because some of the conversations today was really, really rough, man. Really, really rough. Pahalo Dragon, I saw you down there too. What's up, dog? What up with you? I really like hearing him talk when he comes up. Oh, he is still there. Yeah, appreciate you, man. I actually love philosophical arguments. I just don't like to do them here because I don't know much about them and I would sound stupid. But I actually do like them. Like Monkey Boy channel, I think he's really good at the philosophical stuff. I like his every now and then. But at the same time, like even though I enjoy it, I don't actually feel like anybody wins those most of the time. It's just kind of like a circle argument. Even though I think way better points obviously get made, but like here I think I can actually shut shit down with the Bible stuff like that. He's like, well, God didn't say do that. And I'm like, yeah, I did say to do that. Like that's why I like these arguments because I think I can actually. I spent quite a long time formulating all my arguments where they're geared toward somebody's right and somebody's wrong. Like we're getting there on this channel, at least trying to, or got the best chance, I guess. Well, that's all I can say there. Sedulius Sky. If I said that wrong, weird. Come back tomorrow and come up and talk to me. We'll actually talk about it. Well, yeah, just point. Well, yeah, the Bible, yeah, for sure. But I mean, I guess just points that are like yes or no. They're black and white. Like I spent a long time trying to get to actual black and white points and not necessarily the gray stuff that's a lot easier to squirm out of here and there. Like I want to see people be like, oh shit, yeah, I was wrong. But still good stuff either way. But guys, I will be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll do a much longer live, hopefully. Well, we will do a longer one than today because I've got more time, but at the same time, what a freaking crazy day it's been, y'all. Wow. At the most of those first guests, at least the last guy come along and brought some sanity back into the Yeah, no worries. Well, tomorrow will be day 42 in a row. Today was number 41, so tomorrow will be day number 40 freaking 2 in a row. No sign of starting. Jennifer, I usually start around 7:30, 8 a.m. Central Time, U.S. Central Time. Most of the time, anyway. Sometimes I have surprise things, but for the most part, that's my regular schedule now, I guess. No end in sight, y'all. I'm going to keep doing it until something comes up. Yeah, that would be great. Sedulis, you're exactly the kind of person I like to talk to. Remind me tomorrow and I'll send you an invite. Or otherwise, just all you got to do is touch one of the squares up here and it sends you into the request queue there. But we'll do whatever we got to do. But I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back Wednesday. I'll be back however till whenever. So day number 42 coming up tomorrow, guys. Y'all have a good one. Much love. It's been an awesome show. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I didn't see you in there, though. But it's been an awesome show. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate the shit out of everybody. Rick, get rid of that damned freckle before you screw the entire world with it.